the top stories, next steps outlined in the case against IPL defaulters. Change of levy deduction threshold that Social Security announced, and Prime Minister Drew provides update on work of pension reform task force. The details on these stories and more after the break.
The court's wishlist project can easily be likened to a genie giving the lucky holder of its lamp a variety of free wishes. However, the initiative, according to OECS merchandise manager Anita Phillips, doesn't work that way. The process, she says, is a lot more in-depth.
It brings us great joy to reintroduce the court's wishlist project. The project is about helping to change and improve the lives of the persons within our communities who need it the most. The program differs from our everyday issue of donations because it helps us take a targeted approach in meeting those people who are mostly in need and helping change their lives.
One of the things that make the court's wishlist project unique, Phillips says, is that no one can make a wish on their own behalf, but rather the wish being requested must be made for someone else.
A big part of the program is encouraging persons to look out for their fellow men. So someone cannot make a wish on their own behalf, but rather they need to be looking within their communities to select someone who is most in need of a wish.
In addition, Phillips stated that wishes are not limited to court's wide range of products, but can be something from any other company to ensure that the need is adequately met. The company is soliciting the assistance of the public to look out for each other in their various communities.
Help us in our quest to find and assist the persons who are most in need within our communities. Look around you. It may be someone you already know, or maybe someone you've heard about. Tell us about them. Every request will be thoroughly vetted, and this will allow us to select only the persons who need the support the most.
The court's wishlist project was recently launched across the OECS in islands of Antigua, Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts, and St. Vincent.
Mosoka, 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 mosoka.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I'm Carla Berridge. Following the charges laid on February 1st by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions in the matter of defaulters to the Integrity in Public Life Commission, a list of names and their respective court dates circulated in the public sphere. Since then, there is 100% compliance, according to Attorney General Gath Wilkin, during the sitting of National Assembly on Thursday. Although the DPP had previously stated that he would not proceed with legal action against those who defaulted, owing to a misrepresentation of what he said was from the official government information channel SKNIS, the matter still has to proceed through the proper legal channel. Attorney General Wilkin clarified the matter.
He gave them the benefit of the doubt of the deadline. He would no longer proceed against those persons. However, the charges had been filed, so that is why you see a list going around with names. So, really and truly, there was only one person who had not filed, who remained in their post and had not filed. That person has since February 1st, I was informed yesterday, has filed.
Further to this, some persons resigned from positions that required them to file before the deadline and did not file. The Attorney General said that a legal opinion is being sought as the legislation requires persons to file for some time after they vacate a post.
There were two persons who left their positions prior to the deadline date. So we have undertaken to get an independent opinion, because the language of the legislation says you have a continuing duty to file your declaration even after you leave office for 2 years. The question is, if you have not filed originally, do you have a continuing duty? So we are going to get an independent opinion from a senior counsel as to whether those two persons who had left their position prior to the deadline still have to file. And we will update the public on that.
The St. Kitts Magistrates Court docket for Monday, February 26th lists Honorable Spencer Brand, Stedman Truss, Eureka Petty, Sajwen Gala, Fitzroy Eddy, Ruthlyn Harris, Albert Gordon, Ricky Lake, Oral Brandy, Sylvester Anthony, and Pamela Martin as the 11 persons who will make first appearances before Magistrate Reynold Benjamin. Following the amendment to the Housing and Social Development Levy into law on Thursday, the St. Christopher and Nevis Social Security Board is advising the public of changes in levy payments effective March 1st. Owing to the minimum wage being increased from $360 per week to $430 per week, the threshold for exemption from Housing and Social Development Levy is set at $450 per week. This means that the Social Security deduction of 5% should be applied to employee wages between 1 cent and $450 per week. Therefore, for persons who are paid weekly, no levy will be deductible from wages up to and including $450. For persons who are paid every 2 weeks or bi-weekly, no levy will be deductible from wages up to and including $900. For persons receiving wages twice per month or every half month, no levy will be deductible from wages up to and including $975. For persons being paid on a monthly basis, no levy will be deductible from wages up to and including $1,950. As it relates to employees earning over $6,500 monthly, for persons earning between $6,500.01 and $8,000 per month, levy will be deductible at the rate of 3.5% up to $6,500 and 10% from $6,500.01 to $8,000 per month. For persons earning over $8,001, levy will be deductible at the rate of 3.5% from earnings up to $6,500, 10% from that portion of the earnings between $6,500.01 and $8,000, and 12% from that portion of the earnings from $8,001 upwards. Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, during Thursday's sitting of the National Assembly, provided an update on the work of the Pension Reform Task Force.
So there's a framework for that, but that was never ever put in place. And so the decision was made, and so we are putting that in place presently. And I've gotten calls, and I'm sure others have gotten calls about when that would start. But I want to assure them that we are working through the legal aspects of it to make sure. And it will be, we hope to start it within short order. But I just want to update us as to where we are with that. So the Pension Reform Task Force continues to meet regularly to advance the work on the contributory pension plan. It is the goal of this administration, your administration, that there will be equity in the treatment of all categories of government employees, including government auxiliary employees. Toward this, and in an effort to ensure sustainability, we have engaged the services of an actuarial expert to perform necessary assessments and provide recommendations to the Cabinet. We are determined to, as far as possible, ensure that all employees are adequately compensated for their work and contribution to achieve our sustainable island state agenda.
The contributory pension plan, first announced by Prime Minister Drew in his 2024 budget address, entails a 3% pension contribution. It is specifically designed for all government auxiliary employees, GAE, and those employed by the government since May 18, 2012.
The Pension Reform Task Force, which consists of representation from the Head of Civil Service, Accountant General Department, the Human Resource Management Department, the Ministry of Finance, and the Director of Audit. The task force has highlighted the importance of education on these matters. They have already begun with the public education information sessions and will continue these sessions across all ministries. They have recognized that these are foundational steps and are in the process of engaging employees on pre-retirement planning and other financial planning.
Prime Minister Drew speaking during the February 22nd to 2024 sitting of the National Assembly. After the break, National Day of Prayer set for February 29th, and Prime Minister Drew provides update on the Financial Education and Savings Task Force. Stay with us.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA specials.
Running February 22nd to March 6th.
Now our Value Club Blue Tax specials. Lace chips $8.99. IGA and the Central Everyday Salad dressing $10.99. Axe to popcorn $7.99. The Central Everyday Mayonnaise $16.99. Blue Ribbon ice cream $32.99. Pearl Mix Pancake Mix $12.49. And now our very low weekly
Value deals. Ocean Spray Cranberry Drinks $11.99. Post Honey Bunches of Oat Cereals $12.99. Ensure $8.99. Rice Roni Dishes $7.99. Ama Toothpaste $14.99. Dawn Dish Liquid Soap $12.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
We've been working to bring you our most reliable internet ever.
And today, we are very excited to offer gig speed on Flo's fiber-powered network.
The best entertainment experience in St. Kitts and Nevis.
And plans that give you everything you need.
It's a new Flo, and it's all inspired.
And it's all inspired.
And it's all inspired.
And it's all inspired by you.
Healthwise on ZIZ TV, Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Hosted by Dr. Malik Lescott, Dr. Jolette Woodley, and Dr. Patrice Lawrence.
Welcome back. St. Kitts and Nevis will observe National Day of Prayer on Thursday, February 29, 2024. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Ecclesiastical and Faith-Based Affairs, Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, called on the nation to fast on Wednesday, February 28th, the eve of the annual observance.
The prayer starts midnight of the 28th, and I want to call on the nation. On the 28th, we do a national day of fasting, and we'll pray on the 29th in order for us to get certain things move and God move. It is important, Madam Speaker.
Appreciation was expressed to the pastors, church leaders, and members of the faith-based community who have stepped forward to host, support, and participate in activities.
I want to thank all of the pastors and the church leaders who are on board again this year as we really bombard heaven for the Federation. Last year was an awesome experience. The buses all over was really flooded with prayer, praise, and gospel, and we really want to do this again on the 29th But I'm asking the nation if we can do a corporate prayer on the 29th and we do a corporate fasting the day before. You choose your hours that you are fasting. I know some of us are in that fasting period because it's the Lenten season. But it is very, very important that we continue to pray and cover this federation.
Prayers begin at 12:01 a.m. on February 29, 2024. The day will end with a national church service at the Rivers of Living Waters Christian Center, Lime Hill Commercial Development, St. Kitts, and the New Testament Church of God, Bath Village, Nevis. The services start at 7 p.m. Core subcommittees have been established within the Financial Education and Savings Task Force. On Thursday, during a sitting of the National Assembly, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, made mention of the focus areas of those committees.
So there's a framework for that, but that was never ever put in place. And so the decision was made, and so we are putting that in place presently. And I've gotten calls, and I'm sure others have gotten calls about when that would start. But I want to assure them that we are working through the legal aspects of it to make sure, and it will be, we hope to start it within short order. But I just want to update us as to where we are with that. So the Pension Reform Task Force continues to meet regularly to advance the work on the contributory pension plan. It is the goal of this administration, your administration, that there will be equity in the treatment of all categories of government employees, including government auxiliary employees. Toward this, and in an effort to ensure sustainability, we have engaged the services of an actuarial expert to perform necessary assessments and provide recommendations to the Cabinet. We are determined to, as far as possible, ensure that all employees are adequately compensated for their work and contribution to achieve our sustainable island state agenda.
Prime Minister Drew says the government is aiming to fully launch the program before the end of 2024.
The Pension Reform Task Force, which consists of representation from the Head of Civil Service, Accountant General Department, the Human Resource Management Department, the Ministry of Finance, and the Director of Audit. The task force has highlighted the importance of education on these matters. They have already begun with the public education information sessions and will continue these sessions across all ministries. They have recognized that these are foundational steps and are in the process of engaging employees on pre-retirement planning and other financial planning.
The Financial Education and Savings Task Force has representation from both public and private sectors and is headed by Cabinet Secretary Dr. Marcus Natta. The task force also comprises representatives from the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Justice and Legal Affairs, Ministry of Education, Nevis Island Administration, St. Kitts and Nevis Inland Revenue Department, the Cable, St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Rosewood Advisory Services, St. Kitts and Nevis National Cooperative League Limited, and the Bankers Association. St. Kitts has clinched 4 nominations at the World Travel Awards 2024. The St. Kitts Tourism Authority has revealed that St. Kitts has been nominated in the categories Caribbean's Leading Tourist Board, Caribbean's Leading Adventure Tourism Destination 2024, Caribbean's Leading Cultural Destination 2024, and the Caribbean's Leading Dive Destination 2024. According to the authority, these sought-after nominations place St. Kitts on the global stage, vying for the highest honor in travel and tourism.